Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the USO, the UUP, the GLD, the TLT, and the GDXJ. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like this video, go to my website, sign up, it's free, or click down here in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alright, let's get into the daily chart of the USO. 0.30% down, 3 cents right on the day. No great shakes, but check this out, guys. This intraday action was insane today on the USO. It's been insane though. I mean, we gap up and then boom down, we gap up, we do this. Today we gap down, we shot right back up into the MAs, came right back in, held double bottom, straight up in the lunchtime hour. Consolidation, pop, consolidation. I wouldn't doubt we pop. Look for a gap up, possibly gap down, but man, this is some 20-cent action in the USO. It's a little bit crazy. So someone's coming in here and doing a little bit of work. But like I always say in the last year or so, Janet Yellen does not need higher oil prices in the whole scheme of things. That's it. This is the big experiment. They need gas prices low so the consumer continues to spend. So keep an eye on that. It's my opinion, of course. But daily chart, guys, right back up, consolidating, holding the 618. Got rejected at the 750 and this gap fill here right around the 1 or 1023 area. I still like this area for a short. We did open up a small SCO position. That thing could be a beast. So you got to go small and you got to be willing to add just in case if the USO starts to break out. You will have good resistance around 1060. 1070 area and the 200 MA at 1053. So we'll see if this bullish pattern starts to play out and it starts to get into here, and then again we'll see if it stops here, goes sideways, and then pops again, or does it just get rejected and comes right back down. Right now we're waiting on pattern, still above the MAs here. In an okay stance here, guys. Still have to get above the 200 to be in a more bullish stance, but not bad with the bullish pattern above the MAs. The 20s curling in the price. That should set this thing off higher. If this thing slips, got to get back below this trend line, and then I think we'll go back to double bottom at 866 and possibly lower. Our SEO position will be done at that time. Let's go to the UUP. UUP, we've been talking about this since this consolidation, then the pop, consolidation, the pop, dropped. We talked about this little choppy, sloppy action. We talked about 24 bucks, guys, for a while, since all the way back here about 4 months ago. Here we are at 24 bucks. I did not take a position. I want to see if we chop around and go sideways and how this thing reacts and the 20 MA comes down in the price. I still think we're going a little bit lower here. How much lower? I'm not sure. I'll have to open up the charts to see if there's any gap fills, but I would love to see 23.50 or even 23 bucks. One more buck on this, and possibly more. I'll have to look for some gaps in the next week or so. But right now, we're waiting for pattern. If this thing starts to drop, we'll find some more support areas down in here. But what a night! What a nice fade, guys. If you're in this thing short from up in here, 26.39, 26 bucks, 26.12, just tighten the stop. Don't make a good trade into a turd. That's how it usually works. If this thing starts breaking through these areas and breaks through this trend line here, we will have higher prices to come. I still don't think it's going to happen. It's hard to say. Central bankers are up to something here. They're driving this dollar down. So $24 was a great level. If you go back, you have a really big pivot right here, and you had the gap fill at 24.13. They got it above that. This thing reflected it or rejected it right back up, pushing it. So now we're going to wait for pattern, because honestly, the down and sideways, this is slightly bearish. Needs to get back above the 20 MA and start filling gaps and hitting the 50, and then maybe higher prices. If this thing stays down here in this lower range and just chops below the MAs, then we're setting up definitely for lower prices on the UUP. So if you're short, just protect it. If you're trying to go long, just make sure no more than 10% of your total portfolio. 24 bucks you could start to add. I'm not doing anything yet with this one. If it starts getting to the 23.50, 23 bucks, that's where I'll probably start to get interested in the UUP or the dollar. So let's try to be patient. We have been that's been working for us right now, guys. Down, sideways, little pop, down, sideways, little pop, then down, sideways, and then down. We're getting a little pop right now off these good support areas here. So let's keep an eye on that one. I'd love to get long in the UUP. I'm trying to be real patient with this trade. All right, let's go into the GLD. GLD, we had a little bit of a run up into the 121 area. That's where it stalled. You're stalling in this big red bar. Look at the volume on that thing. So if you're going up on 3 million and this bar was 30 million or what have you, it's not going to work. It's just going to get rejected. So this thing's been trying, just getting rejected right back down. So do we go sideways, consolidate, and then the next leg down? Maybe. As long as we stay above the 20 MA, the 50 MA, and the 200 MA, this thing's doing okay, guys. I mean, we had a beat down position here, or I mean, we weren't in it. We sold half here. We should have sold the last half here, rebought down here. But hindsight, guys, it's always should have done that, should have done this. So we're still have a half position of the GLD. Right now we're okay, still a bullish stance, but I don't like the fact that it came over. Now we're down and we're starting to go sideways. That is slightly bearish, even though we're in a bullish stance above the MAs, which is good. But if this bearish pattern starts to go sideways and retraces a little bit, maybe fills the gap, that could possibly be setting up for lower prices as well. So just stay buoyant in the gold. I mean, even if you caught this move from 114, 115 all the way to 121, that's a $6 move, guys. That's a great move there too. Take half off at least, let it come back. Maybe at you'd get about $1.50 cheaper right here. Do it again if you want to do it again. So right now, GLD is fine above the MAs. Let's see what pattern this thing plays out in the next couple days, as well as everything else we're talking about. I want to see the Friday close too on the weekly chart on all these. That's going to be very important, but we still have the light volume remaining in these markets. So I went down, we just keep floating, guys. The TLT though, TLT, we're in this range here. We're in the lower end. Had a great down bearish pattern below the MAs, except for the 200. That one held it, came right back up, got to the top here, came right back in, filled some gaps, filled the gap here, filled the gap there, and then right back. Actually, this thing gapped over this thing and went down. So it actually filled the gap right at 123.65. So now it's trying to hold on to this line. We are back above all the MAs in a strong stance. A little bit of a W pattern here too, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. So if this thing starts to go, oh gosh, you're going to look at, I would probably look at 128 or so. You have a gap fill right here at 127.75. So if this one goes from 125 to 129 or so, it's not the best trade. But if you're in it from this end here around 116 and you're not selling around 125, then you deserve to be slapped. No, but that's the type of trades we take, guys. We're looking for 10 bucks on this thing and we're going to be out. That's it. So when this thing hit up here, we would have sold, but it never hit my level down in this one. We were waiting around 115 or so. It just never got there, and then it took off without us. Held this channel pretty good, guys. I'll wait for the upper channel in this area here, maybe around 130, maybe a short, but we'll see how this down sideways pattern plays out in the next couple days into Friday's close, and then we'll see and redetermine where the TLT can possibly be going. But right now you got a little W here. That could lead to higher prices. Let's see what this pattern brings out in the next couple days, and we'll take it from there on the TLT. All right, and let's go through the GDXJ. So the GDXJ, this thing's just trying. I mean, it's down sideways, kind of chopping in this channel here. A little bit weak, coming back below the 50 MA. Just like oil, you're back below these guys, so it's a little bit weak. It's trying. If it pops back above, then hey, then it'll be a little bit stronger stance. But it is bearish overall, and it's a bearish stance right now. And the UUP, not like the UUP, but the I think the oil was above. It just got above. So this thing's just coming kind of up and down, above the MAs, below the MAs, above the MAs. So there's really nothing telling us that that's given us a pattern or a signal saying, hey, we got to go long the GDXJ. So if it does come back down into here, get into the gap fill right around the 31.25, then I think we could probably hit the 31 area here, or this low pivot. If this trend line breaks and that low pivot gives out, then we'll fill the gap and we'll most likely go back to the bottom here at 29.34. So keep an eye on that price there. But right now, guys, a little bit weak. Don't take too much with it. Let's see where it closes on Friday. Hopefully on a daily basis we need to get back above the MAs if you're more bullish on this one. We have no position in this GDXJ or the J Dust or J Nug, so either way I don't really care. I just get a lot of emails asking me to do this one because this one controls the GDX or the J Nug. So right now a little bit weak. We're down 17 cents, but let's see if we continue sideways below the MAs. If we do that, if we start going sideways, I wouldn't rule out some more downside, guys. I still like the 27.43 area if it got there for a long, but who am I? I'm just a chart guy here trying to figure out where these things are going. All right, guys, I'm trying to get back in the groove. Came back from Maui a couple days ago. Just didn't want to come back, guys, and wasn't making videos, and I'm trying to get back into the groove doing this stuff here. So again, thanks for stopping by, watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.